I'm Pat Hebert, and I'm running for Ward 4, Barrie City Council. There are 10 ways that the Canadian Taxpayers Federation has suggested that municipalities can save money. And in this time of economic uncertainty, it's really important that we consider all the ways that we can save tax dollars so that we don't resort to raising taxes in the future. They've got 10 points that they've brought up, and I think they're all good ways of saving money and things we need to look at as a city. The 10 things are trash collection as being a large expense, fire protection, police protection, snow removal, road maintenance, management, consulting studies, inspection services, input, and economic development. And all of these things are really good. I've posted a response to their article on my website, patrickhebert.ca. Briefly, I'll just go through some of the ways that I think we can apply their recommendations to our city. Trash collection. Number one, we need to make sure that we're getting the best deal for our trash removal dollars, and we need to make sure that the company that's providing service is competitive with other options. Also, we need to reduce the cost that is incurred by us whenever somebody sneaks hazardous waste into the solid waste stream. I propose that we ban black, green, and any other opaque garbage bags from curbside collection in favor of clear garbage bags. This will allow our trash collectors to see if there's anything that shouldn't be in the trash when they go to pick it up. The second issue is fire protection. Now, I don't think there's anything we should do that should cut back on the effectiveness or the ability of the fire department to do their jobs. Safety is a priority, but we also need to look at ways of getting the best bang for our buck out of our fire service. One of the ideas suggested by the Canadian Taxpayers Federation is to put our firefighters to work in fire prevention, and I believe they are doing that already. Some of the additional tasks that's been suggested is that fire department be used for inspections and routine fire inspections to prevent issue. I think that's a good idea. Police are another thing. We shouldn't sacrifice safety for the promise of saving a couple of dollars, but at the same time, we should be looking at ways to save money, and one of those could be sharing support services like vehicle maintenance. If fire, police, and paramedic services can share their garage facilities, I wonder how much money we could save. I also believe we need to give our officers the tools they need to do their jobs, such as red light cameras, four-way stop cameras, and any other tools that we can give them to make them more efficient and remove the administrative burden that they experience for doing paperwork. Snow removal is another thing, and as you know, Barrie goes through a lot of snow. Cross-training our parks and recreation people to also operate the snow plows as backup operators in the winter could remove the need for us to hire third parties, contractors to do the job and save us money. Road maintenance. Prevention is key. Just like a vehicle, if you let an issue go too long, it'll end up costing you more in the long run. And recently here in Ward 4, we've had construction on Kozlov Street. They only paved half the road when they had the crew on site. I don't understand that. It would seem to me that the cost of doing both sides of the road in need would be negligibly more expensive than doing half of the job at the time. And I believe that with the extension of Kozlov up to Hanmer eventually, we're going to be faced with resurfacing that road eventually anyways. Ongoing preventive maintenance will save us in the long run. Management. We need to cut the fat at City Hall. There are a number of A-listers, and those are people earning in excess of $100,000 a year. And in this time, when so many people have been asked to do more with less money, it's not right that City Hall is asking for so much tax in order to keep so many people employed at high levels. We need to cut back on the number of chiefs and put more people into teams for frontline services. We also need to cut back on our expenses on consulting services. We need to empower our city managers to make decisions and take positions and do what needs to be done. We need to stop spending money on outsiders telling us how to do our jobs, and listen to the people who we've put in positions, and hold them accountable. Our inspection services, I believe, could be made more efficient by cross-training each various inspection department to be able to recognize issues that are maybe beyond their comfort zone, so that if a building inspector notices something that's not up to code in another area, that he or she should be able to identify that and make recommendations that the other department come in. Input. Public input is a huge thing, and staff input is as well. In the private sector, there are a number of companies that have done extremely well because they listen to their employees and they listen to the public. And the city is a business, and it shouldn't be treated as any different. We need to increase the number of public forums, and we also need to listen to the staff that are employed by the city. It only makes sense that the people who deal with public concerns day in and day out would have some great ideas about how to make a difference. Finally, economic development is a large expense. And while it makes sense to want to attract large employers to Barrie, the reality is that there's more employers who are small businesses than there are that are large businesses. I recall the figure being somewhere around 95% of all employment in Canada is from a small business, or from small businesses. So therefore, it makes more sense that we be investing our time and money from our economic development department in retaining the businesses that we have and helping them grow. And we should be investing more time and money in incubation, education, and acceleration programs to teach our residents how to build their own businesses and become employers. I'm Pat Hebert. I'm running for Barrie City Council, Ward 4. Choose me and choose common sense.